Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, Giants fam? Welcome to week one of the New York Giants, the BBO NYG podcast. It's finally here, fellas. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's John. I guess we got to start off with the preview of the Giants week one. We had some news. Leonard Williams took a nice little deal with freed up $12 million in cap space. So for all you people that worry or sweat the cap, there's always ways to get more money. So everybody's fucking paranoid. So we got $12 million to fucking spend with. So maybe we get a tight end coming soon. Maybe there's a trade in our future. Never know, but we definitely freed up the money for that. What do you guys think?
I mean, listen, it's a great move. Obviously, it had to be done. You know, obviously, it was good to see that no additional players had to be cut. But yeah, man, look, it's a solid move. A lot of teams are finding ways to do it. From what I understand, it's a huge major loophole. Basically, what they did was they were able to give him what they call a void year, which it's explained in very simple terms, but yet it's still like difficult to understand what you're reading. But basically, it's like as if he has an imaginary year through the signing bonus that doesn't count against the salary cap, but yet he still gets paid that additional year. It's something along those lines, you know, where basically, like, I think with the sort of disadvantages is that if he was to say get hurt or something like that, he still earns that void year. There's no way to get around it, but it doesn't go as dead cap money. It doesn't count on your cap. And it's somehow structured into a signing bonus. So, you know, basically I think what they end up doing is they say, okay, look, we're going to restructure your contract and we'll give you like an extra year in a way. But by doing so, or we'll give you the same amount of years rather, but by doing so, because you restructured it, we're going to give you this additional signing bonus. And that's how they kind of get around it, man. I still don't really know the technicalities behind it, but it worked out. Sounds good. Fuck it. Let's go with it.
Yeah, man, that's just Leonard Williams. I mean, I guess being a team player in a sense, he doesn't really have to help the Giants for any particular reason, but you know, he says over and over how he likes to be here, which is commonplace, but it's nice to see. It gives us a little bit of extra room, which, you know, who knows how that'll end up, being used. You know, you would think with a cornerback, probably, maybe a middle linebacker. I don't see them going out and getting a receiver because, you know, a lot of people are down on the wide receiver room, but there is potential where you have, you know, 4 legitimate, you know, starters as your 4 wide receivers. I don't know if they're going to spend money there, but it's fucking week one, guys. I mean, if you can't be excited right now, what the fuck are you a fan for?
Yeah, serious. I mean, you know, I'm glad you said that because, like, you know, it's so true that, like, right now, that's it, dude. This is it. It's here. It's been a long time coming, but it's absolutely here. I mean, in literally less than 48 hours, or about 48 hours at this point of the recording, the NFL season officially starts. That Rams-Bills game, someone's coming out of there 0-1, and someone's coming out 1-0 just to kick off this season. So it's here. Listen, I was getting a little taste. You know, I know we were doing a lot of the, you know, fantasy football, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But, you know, I was so excited about football that, like, I literally made Saturday all about college. You know, and I saw some good games. I saw some terrible games. I couldn't believe the way Georgia kicked the living crap out of Oregon. But it was great. I mean, I was so into it that, like, I was glued to the TV from about noon till about like midnight, just watching college football. So, I mean, if that's any indication about how excited I am for this up and coming NFL season, well, there you go. And plus, for you fantasy guys, one little note: you want to be better at fantasy, pay attention to some college football, right? It's how you learn about the players in the draft and how you could draft your guys. And in addition to maybe some guys that you'll see playing that might be on your team come on a Sunday. So that's why college football is fun. It's exciting. It's always good to watch, especially if you watch the big matchups.
Jules, why are you giving the NCAA free promotion right now?
You know, I like I said, I had fun. I won a little bit of money with them, so I figured I owed them that.
I finally started playing their athletes like fucking.
Let me tell you something. With those betting apps, you sit at the bar all of a sudden, I'm watching the fucking games. I'm like, you know what? Oregon State looks pretty fucking good against fucking Boise. Let's throw in an extra bet.
You'll give that money back to him. Don't worry about it. You don't know.
You know I will.
You don't owe him anything. But listen, like the Giants are the 4:00 game against Tennessee. They're in Tennessee. I think they're getting 5.5 point spread there in the game. It looks like Tony's healthy. He's going to play.
Is he
a full game? That's what they say. I mean,
he said that. He said that.
Fingers crossed, bro. Hopefully Kenny Golladay makes a couple catches. It looks like K Tibbs is going to play. It looks like he's going to be a good to go for week 1.
I mean, the last I read was that both him and Ojulari were doing drills, and they were looking like they were participating in workouts in some practice this week. And again, it's only Tuesday. I don't know. I mean, look, I go both ways with that. If they're fully healthy, then let's roll. If they have like a little bit of a lingering thing, just leave it be for a week. Take the week off or whatever. Because and then the other side to that is they're both really young guys. So like when your body's in your early 20s, you're fresh like that. You do recover from certain things a lot faster than you do when you're like 30 plus. So I don't know. As long as if they're ready to go and they're healthy, fuck it, let's do this.
All hands on deck.
I don't think the Giants are generally conservative. I don't know if they would run them out there if they were not in a position to perform, to be safe with their bodies. Yeah,
I agree with that. I think another like position of interest for a lot of the fans is left guard. It looks like Ben Bredesen is listed ahead of the rookie. I figured the rook Josh, Izudu would get the the first team reps because it looked like that he was really starting to be that left guard, behind Shane Lemieux when Shane Lemieux went down, but then the rookie went down. So he kind of like missed a lot of practice time. So it looked like, Ben Bredesen, even though Ben Bredesen was hurt, he's still a veteran. So most likely he gets to start. But if Bredesen don't look so good at that left guard position, he's getting yanked quick. You can bet on that.
And then, they go too, right, Mike? I mean, look, you don't want to end up, you're going to have Neal starting at right tackle, right? You don't want to have, a third or so of your offensive line being 2 rookies going at it on the road in Tennessee to start the season, right? So you let the veterans start. Had the rookie just been working it so much where he was blown away, never got hurt, maybe he does start, right? But, what I really think is going to be, I think that's going to be a rotational spot. I don't think either of those guys are going to end up playing all 100% of the snaps. I mean, they could. But I definitely think that at least for game 1 against Tennessee, I can see some sort of rotation going on there. And it just kind of be like whoever's working better for that day or whatever's working out, they kind of roll with it. So he may be the starter, but, by the second, third, fourth offensive series, you might have the rookie back in. So I think that's sort of what they're going to end up doing, which is a smart way to do it. You put the veteran out there first, and you work the guy in.
Like that's aggressive.
What happened?
Second and third series, that's probably an aggressive.
I'm just saying, I'm going with that. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on how the game goes, So it'll be game flow. It's going to be, look, if the Giants go on a couple of long drives to start the game and don't really come away with a lot of points, you might mix it up at that point, right? But if they go right down the field and score, then I don't know. Maybe you don't mix it up, right? So it's going to be that
I
kind
don't
of
know
thing.
They're going to be making evaluations, on the first half of the first game. They're going to let their players.
I'm glad Jules ain't the head coach because the first guy on the offensive line to give up a sack, he'd yank him right away.
You take the jersey off of them, right?
You got to make it up, man. You got to get us down the field. Let's go.
That's crazy.
Boy.
All right. Well, the next thing
I mean, listen. So, are we walking away from this game right now? We're going to analyze it a little bit. Are we going to talk spread, or we're saving that for the end when we do the NFL picks?
We waited fucking 40 weeks to have a conversation about, a football game that means something.
I agree.
Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about Saquon versus Derrick Henry. Let's talk about that.
Let's not get that crazy.
Offensive line getting the first round.
Hey, listen, I got a fantasy draft tonight. I'm trying to get Barkley in the second round. Hopefully I get the third pick. So I'll come in a 12-man league. So hopefully I'll be able to get him. But yeah, moving on to the game, like there's another like interesting position is like punt return and kick returner. It looks like the punt return is going to be, Richie James, bitch. And the kick return is going to be Gary Brightwell, which I love Brightwell. But if you guys watch Hard Knocks, which is on tonight, the last episode, the juggler, Pimpleton, he got cut from Detroit last week. Spoiler alert, but he signed with the Giants, so he's on the practice squad right now. He's quick as fucking fuck, man. If you watch the Detroit Lions on the Hard Knocks, the dude is fucking fast like lightning. I'm kind of rooting for him to see if he gets into either the punt returner or kick returner. He's lightning fast.
I mean, it would be nice to see someone that's explosive. You
Like
know,
Ron
where, like,
Dixon?
look, as long as he catches the friggin' thing and he can just like kind of like jet with some speed, it'd be fun to watch.
We need another Ron Dixon, Jules. Remember him?
Yeah, exactly.
Take it to the house.
Look at yeah.
I kick returns is one thing, but I think the more important position is the punt returner.
Right.
You actually return punts nowadays. The way the NFL set up with the kickoff, I mean, they're basically legislating it out of football. So I mean, how many real returns do you see on kickoffs? Maybe like 2 or 3 a game, the most. Like the most. Usually it's just bounced out of the end zone, or they just knee it right in the end zone and be done with it. But what do you guys think about like Wan'Dale Robinson?
Well, I'm Team Wan'Dale, so
for the team.
What do you think you got, Tony? You know what I'm saying? And if you want to stick with receivers for a second there, one thing that I was going to comment on when we were speaking to Leonard Williams, you saw that he went ahead and restructured everything, right? And got the void year. You didn't see that Dick Kenny Galladay stepping up and doing anything like that. Well, I am so
may
sick
not be in
of
a
that
position
name.
to do that, though.
I am so sick of that player. I cannot stand him. Okay.
Snap it.
Fuck Kenny Galladay. I just wanted to say that one more time. Sorry.
You got to understand, though, Kenny Galladay is also a year behind him as far as contracts being given out. Leonard Williams was signed before that, where maybe he has the flexibility within the language of the contract to do something like that, where Kenny Galladay is basically only in year 2 of his contract.
I don't think they want to give Kenny Galladay any more years.
Yeah, that's another part of it.
That could definitely be it, Mike.
They didn't want him to get the fuck off this team.
Watch Kenny Galladay goes out and just fucking scores 13 touchdowns this year, bro.
So, man.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and the Giants are going to win 15 games, right? Like, come on, bro.
Giants are going to win 11 games.
It's over. Kenny Galladay needs to just be one of those hired guns that goes to a really premier type team that's ready to win this year. And he fits in as a wide receiver too to help out with the stud that they have on the other side of the field. That's all he is, bro. He is done. I don't give a fuck. You heard it here. I am fucking calling it out. I don't expect anything out of Kenny Galladay. I expect 60, 65 catches, 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's his ceiling. Guy's a bum.
That's not his ceiling. That's just
bum. He's a bum. All right. Listen.
What is why do people like to do that shit? Like,
because you know what it is. We put a lot on the line.
Get that.
We put a lot on the line. We stay behind this Giants team and organization so much, man. We take a lot of flack.
Really
we go out on social media. We talk about this every week. You know what I mean? And when you see a guy that's making that kind of money and you just don't feel or see the effort there, I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking calling you out till I see different. That's what's up. And it's not Daniel Jones, and I'm turning around being like, he sucks. I mean, God, Daniel's the underrated pick ever. Or Saquon Barkley can't take a running back at number 2. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about a guy who came here and got fucking paid, and all he's done is made excuses so far. That's it. That's all he's done so far.
That's not true, though. That's not a thing.
What do you mean that's not true? People are already making excuses. Oh, it's his quarterback play.
Well, people talking about something is not the player making excuses. But that's you're conflating 2 different things. You're saying that he's making excuses while he's here. He's never made an excuse. If people are chirping on Twitter about this or about that, that's not Kenny Galladay coming in doing all that shit. And you're crucifying the guy right before the even season starts. And listen, you're not the only one. And I just for me, my fan, I just don't understand how people like to do that. Every opportunity they can, like listen to.
I don't want them on the team anymore.
Giants in-house shows. And all it is fucking 8 different fans calling up and just roasting the team however they feel is the most funny. It's like,
I don't want him on the team anymore. I don't think we need him.
Man, honestly.
Be honest with you, I don't think we need him. You got all that Odell Beckham chatter and this and that. No one wants him on the team anymore. Like, dude, you're not a team player. You're not a go-getter. You were just a big name in free agency, and we brought you in. That's it. And now all you're doing is fucking hurting this team. He had 2 good seasons in Detroit. 2. That's it. 2. He ain't do shit else, bro.
Jules,
Man,
Tony was the guy that kind of said on Instagram, he's like, KT ain't nothing. He meaning, I mean, KG
Yeah, but
ain't
who
nothing.
knows?
KG ain't nothing. So does that mean he's going after him? Like, do people not like him? Like, you don't really hear. Like, listen, John's right. Like, I don't like people like knocking into the Giants right now. Right now, before the season even starts, like, listen, if he comes out and he's shit and he's dropping balls and he's not hustling, he's not blocking in the first couple of games here, then that's going to be a different fucking story.
Yes.
Then Jules, I'll side with you 100%. But right now, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'll tell you this
For like
much right now.
days. Like 5 more days, you could either be right and say, listen, this guy's doing this and he's got to step his game up, this and that, or you're wrong and you just get the roots of a player. You don't have to be the guy who has egg on his face saying, oh, in the offseason, I was killing this guy every fucking week. And all of a sudden he's going out there in the first week, he had 96 yards with a touchdown that won the game. Like,
well, John,
I'll tell you that. Yeah, he ain't gonna have that. But anyhow,
that's your knee-jerk reaction. You can't get through one sentence, and that's just like fandom as a whole in New York.
No, I'm just saying, like, because you know what it is too, John, and I'm gonna tie this into what part of this episode is going to be about anyway. But literally, I'm gonna tie it into fantasy because I've had Kenny Galladay as my fantasy wide receiver in plenty of years. Okay, and I remember when I was able to get him for cheap, and he had that sort of quote unquote breakout year with Stafford a few years back. And then, like, you know, if you had him the second year, you had to pay a little bit more of an investment for him. And then after that, the guy was supposed to be like, he was going to crack the top 10. He was going to be all this shit. And he kept getting hurt. He kept doing this. Comes to the Giants. You think it's going to be Plaxico Burress 2.0. And it hasn't so far. So there's a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration that lies with this team in general, right? And I think that if it's almost as if each fan is kind of pissed off at one player. And I look at the price list and I see that we're in salary cap hell. And I see that this dude is making the most money on our team. Yeah, I got a beef with that. I do. You know what I mean? Because he's not playing like a guy that should be making that kind of money.
He's not playing yet is the point. He hasn't played yet.
Yeah, but that's the point. He played last year.
The season didn't start yet, Jules.
And we made 150
we're literally
excuses
before
for him
week
last
1.
year. Like, that's
You're
it.
acting like it's November.
I'm gonna put this out there right now. If come fucking 5:30, 6 o'clock on Sunday, I don't fucking see him have 1 or 3 catches, you bet your ass I'm gonna be all over social media dogging the motherfucker, all right? And then he'll better fucking just have to catch a fourth quarter touchdown and win the game.
But maybe Saquon has 2 touchdowns and Shepard has 1, and they're winning 21-0. You don't give a fuck about Kenny Galladay.
I will still shout his ass out.
Be a fan is all I'm saying.
Or Kenny Galladay just went out there, he didn't get the ball thrown his way. You know, like last year, pretty much. Like he really didn't. But we need him. That's the point. Is like we need him because we have him. We have 2 guys that, you know, in Shepard and Tony that just spend more time in the training room. And then we got the rookie out there. So, I mean, and right now it looks like Slayton, they excused him from practice today. The last time they excused the other guy, Blake Martinez, he was cut the next day. So I don't know if Slayton's going to be here after tomorrow. So we need the guys to step up, you know?
Hey, listen. And listen, I'll tell you the truth. If we did free up this cap money and Slayton does get cut, I mean, if Odell ever really did want to come back, I mean, the opening's there. I don't think it would happen because I think he's at the point in his career where he's got to go to places where he's going to win now and not a couple of years from now. So I don't ever see that happening. But I don't know. I mean, look, people get cut all the time. There's always something that pops up late. Look, the way that this direction of this football team seems to be going, and guys, you got to limit your expectations. It's the real here. 6 to 8 games, man. That's about where we're going to be for wins this year. I cannot look anything over that. We overachieved. I'm going to be honest with you. We're just not there yet. If you're cutting guys like Blake Martinez, you can't get your top draft picks on the field offensively. It's an issue, man. That's a fucking problem, especially with a team that has no linebackers right now. What, you're happy with our linebackers? We're going up against Derrick fucking Henry, and our linebackers are in question this week. Are you kidding me?
I like McFadden.
Come on, guys. Like, let's be real here, dude. Like, there was definitely concern here.
I think Mika could play. I think Mika McFadden could take that inside linebacker spot.
Let's see. Listen, he's got his opportunity. He's a rookie. I just wish that, he was a little bit of a higher pick, meaning that he was projected to be that higher pick. But look, you know what? This is Shane. It's coming from from Buffalo, and Buffalo found some gems in the later rounds as well, right? They got some really key pieces to their team, both offensively and defensively, that came in later rounds. When you take a guy like Gabriel Davis, and everybody in fantasy, because I told you we're going to talk about that more, is picking him, as wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 on their team. Like, the kid might take that next step, and they got him in the 4th round, the Bills. So they do find talent in these later rounds, which is something that, look, hopefully that is the case here, and we have something there, because then that'll be extremely helpful going into next season. So it is what it is. It's a shame, but guys, we have some holes, and certain guys are gonna have to step up and play a little better if we're gonna really, really compete.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
John.
are you guys scared of the Titans passing game? Like, I think if you sell out to stop the run and you can be successful at that for the majority of the game and put the game in Ryan Tannehill's hands where he's going up against Wink Martindale's defense, who's to say that we can't be competitive in this game without,
Because here's the thing with that.
Linebacker being Blake Martinez.
You have Ryan Tannehill, who's a very experienced quarterback who's played in a lot of NFL games and a lot of big ones. So he knows how to play. He's a veteran quarterback. You have Robert Woods. Now, it's going to really depend on how healthy Robert Woods is, but he's a hell of a possession receiver.
Yep.
So here's where, you're selling out to the run. Woods can get you fucking 6 yards, 7 yard dunk, 6, 7 yard dunk, 6, 7 yard dunk. Now you start fucking looking and worrying about him, and they got that kid Treylon Burks. That's a playmaker. He goes right down the sideline on you one fucking time, and all of a sudden you can't sell out for the run any longer. So they do have that in place. Now, Treylon Burks is a rookie. Let's see how he adjusts to the NFL. He had an okay preseason. He looked really good in camp. He's healthy. He's ready to go. The health of Robert Woods in this game is going to be that focal point. Because if he's not 100% Robert Woods, then, yeah, we could totally sell out, because then you could put Jackson on the kid when you need to, and then you can literally sell out to the run. And then we wouldn't be so afraid of him. But if Robert is 100% ready to go, they can open it up enough where it'll hurt you if you don't sell out to that run. If you're selling out to the run, rather.
Yeah, I mean, like anytime you do that, you're obviously going to leave yourself open for the pass. But I don't know. It's not like we're playing Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I just have a feeling that the Giants are going to be at least very competitive in this game.
Listen, I think everybody's going to be. I really do. Yeah. I think it's just week one. I mean, everybody's coming into the season 0-0 right now. Everybody wants to win. But, you're looking at a team that was the AFC number 1 seed last year. They got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Yes, they went through a bit of a reconstruction with their receivers. But again, like I mentioned, Robert Woods is a stud. I mean, the reason why he didn't work out in Buffalo was because he had, I think, E.J. Manuel as his quarterback. And then he went over to the Rams and became Robert Woods, right? Now he had an injury, and then that's why he got let go from the Rams. And, they go on to win a Super Bowl and everything else. But let's not forget, last year people were saying that he was the number 1 on the Rams over Cooper Kupp. And then Cooper Kupp has this amazing season, and everybody forgets about Robert Woods. So it's not like we're talking about this receiver that was fucking just, he's an average guy. Like, no, Robert Woods was a very, very, very good respected receiver. How healthy he is right now, because he is on the plus side of 30, and he is coming off of a major injury, is where all that is going to be sort of a concern. And that's where you got to see, and especially coming out week 1. Look, I'll tell you, as a betting man, you may want to take the Giants in the first half. From what I'm seeing, I see us hanging, no doubt, through that first half. But once that third quarter, fourth quarter runs and Derek's getting warm and, these guys are healthy, I don't know, man. That's where I think we might end up losing that game. And that's where I would see the, Tennessee sort of taking over the game and going it. Do I think they're going to just come out and roll over us? Hell no. They're a running defense type team. But at the same time, they're very good on defense. They're very, very good against the run, which is going to make shit really difficult for Barkley coming out of the backfield when he's running. So yeah, man, look, if you're telling me Tony's healthy, Galladay's healthy, Shepard's healthy, fucking we use Wendell and Jones gets it going and the O-line can hold up, yeah, we're going to be in it early. For damn sure we're going to be in it early. It's the defense that I'm a little scared about, and I think that there are going to be some plays that are going to break that we might get beat on some big stuff later on in the game.
I think the key to the game is to lean into the mystery of not really knowing, not having any game film on the Giants. You have a handful of players that are playmakers, and Tony and fucking Barkley and guys like that. So you have the ability where you can run out the first 2 drives, score 2 quick touchdowns, put the Titans down at least 7-14. 14-7, or even best case scenario 14-0, where you're taking the ball out of Derrick Henry's hands and forcing Tannehill to beat you through the air while you just blitz and fucking blitz and just maintain with Saquon and a conservative offense through the rest of the game. We don't have to go ham sandwich. Don't show all your cards in the beginning, and I think that's gonna be the key. open up, get out hot, start hot, and just fucking play solid, sound football. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Listen, I'll tell you the truth.
Hold on, just Jules. I'm more interested in seeing like how the offense comes out and plays, because you got Mike Kafka calling the plays here. Obviously, he got the duties to coming from Kansas City. He wanted to be the offense coordinator. He wanted that job. So if the offense comes out on their first drive and gets points, whether it be a field goal, I'll take a field goal, or a touchdown. Like, it's going to say a lot about where the offense is, and it's going to give them confidence. But if they come out and go 3 and out, it's going to be a little bit of an issue.
That's kind of where I was going to go with it, Mike, because, yeah, you're right. Because, look, now we're going to have to really determine it on a fucking coin flip here, right? Because what's going to happen is if Tennessee wins that flip, they're going to defer. There's no doubt about it. They're going to defer. Giants going to have to come out on offense. In my opinion, if you really wanted to see me as a coach on the fucking road, all the guys are going, we line up, maybe a tight formation where it looks like we're going to run. I'm going to fucking play action. I'm going to take a shot with Tony down the field. Fuck it. You got nothing to lose at that fucking point. You take a shot, because if that hits, you hit that fucking hit, that lottery ticket right down on the field in the opening play. Boom, we got a game, because now they're a little bit they're on their back foot for a little bit. And you fucking took the biggest shot you could at the fucking champ, and you hit him a little bit and you stunned him.
That reminds
me
of
and being conservative and doing a Barkley off tackle, picking up 3 yards, a little dink and dunk and whatever. Then that we're going to be in for a long one, because like Mike was just saying, if we go 3 and out, we're going to punt. Now they get the ball right back. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run fucking clock. They're going to try to eat that shit. They're going to pound Henry a few times. They're going to take a nice safe pass over the middle of Robert Woods. And they're going to pick up a first down or 2, and they're going to just grind out that clock. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the ball back. You might only have 2 possessions in the first quarter. So, and then also you play Tennessee style. And again, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to defer to the second half. So, those are the things you got to look out for. So that's why you got to play opposite of your opponent. And if this is a running team, time possession type fucking thing, you take your shot, dude. Fucking come right out. Have them thinking in the back of their head, holy fuck, these guys are capable of doing that.
They didn't show anything as far as what they wanted to do in the preseason. There was no fucking motions, this and that. They played fucking Madden on fucking beginner. That's all they did fucking for the preseason with any of the starters. And they never had everybody on the field together, even if they did want to fuck around with being a little creative. Saquon, Tony, Galladay, Shep, they weren't all on the field together. So there was no like showing the hand in that standpoint.
It kind of reminds me of like the 07 season, guys. Remember when we were playing New England in the regular season to end the year? They're undefeated. We came out. Belichick said he's playing all his players. Coughlin comes out, said he's playing all his guys. If you guys recall, I was at that game. I'll never forget. It was like the first play of the game. Eli does a play action pass right down the sideline. Boom. I think it was Plaxico going home to that. I didn't look it up or remember. I'm fucking going off of memory at this point.
Yes, Dallas.
He gets it right down on the sideline. They reviewed it to make sure it was a catch. It did. It erupts. Giants have a lead going in at halftime at that game. The whole stadium's rocking. It was a fucking game, and it gave the Giants the confidence to play that we could play with the best team in football, right? And we all know the rest of the history from there. But my point is that sometimes you got to just do that. What do they got to lose? What the fucking happened? The worst thing that can happen is he throws it all the way down the field. It gets picked off, and we lose the ball somewhere in the fucking, the Titans get the ball back on like their 30-yard line or 25-yard line, and we lost that possession. Fuck it. Who cares? Let's play D.
It reminds me
like, what the fuck?
It reminds me of the time like when the Giants came out with Eli Manning and it hit Plaxico Burress against Dallas. It was like an opening game. It was like a play action 50-yard.
Yep, there was that one too.
It just set the tone. That's the one I was remembering instead of the one against New England. But do you guys got any more thoughts about the preview for the Giant game, or are we going to be moving on?
I'm super excited just for the defensive line. I want to see the pass rush get after it, man. Leonard Williams and Dex Lawrence are healthy, and those 2 guys on the inside, they make for a good interior defensive line. I don't care what team you are. That's going to be ranked up there with some of the best in the league.
Stop the run.
Then I want to see if I really hope that Aziz and Thibodeau are fucking healthy, man. It would be so cool to see those guys in their first game action together. Batman and Superman, whatever nicknames that they're going to end up getting. These 2 young pass rushers we're going to have for the next 4 or 5 years, hopefully more.
TNA.
I would like to fucking see them, man. Yeah. 1 or 2 of them get a sack, a couple sacks in the game. Like,
listen, I think I would be, like you said, I would be fucking even more pumped if I knew both Ojulari and Thibs were playing this week. and I knew that the whole wide receiver fucking core was healthy. Because now I've got something to watch. This is what we want to see. Daniel Jones,
well, the receivers weapons. They're all
these
play.
2 guys on the edge. Like, yeah, fucking yeah. But if one of them misses, this guy's hurt, that guy's banged up, he's just a decoy. It's going to be like the old fucking Giants, and I'm telling you, it's going to get blown up. That's the only concern I have. Let me get over that concern. The way I usually do that is a lot of Jameson and a few beers, and I'll be over that shit quick by 4 o'clock. Trust me.
So I was listening to Brian Dable's press conference, and he was obviously asked about the health of Aziz and Kayvon, and he basically just was like, we're just going to say day to day. And I think that the idea there is not even to say something where you're going to tip off whether they are going to play or not, just quick cold, because he doesn't want to show his hand that they may possibly be playing, they may not be playing. And I think that means that they are actually going to play.
Tibbs is going to play. He looks healthy.
What happened?
Tibbs looks healthy.
Without maneuvering the other guys.
Healthy in practice, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they're both going to play. It's also the first practice of the week too. They had a walkthrough yesterday. I think today was the first practice. So, first practice of the week, you could probably let them play a little bit, because I know they're off to the side. By Thursday, you want to see them out there. That way they can have a solid practice or two. Then the walkthroughs on Friday, and then they get on the plane on Saturday.
Let's hope for a win. All right, guys. You want to talk quick fantasy, Jules?
You want to do a quick commercial break? We'll come back with the Haters Club, some little fantasy and some picks, and we'll wrap things up for the week. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast. All right, we are back on the BBO NYG podcast. There's horns blowing in the background over here. We got Haters Club, we got fantasy, we got all that stuff. But Jules, I want to talk a little bit about fantasy. We had an auction draft together. We could talk. I'm looking at my team now. It's just tremendous. I don't know how you guys let me have it. John, let me just give you my starters. I won't get into like the depths and the backups.
Okay.
Oh, you should though, because I'm so deep, bro. I got players for days.
Stop. Well, these guys, they just sit on your bench wasting time. But John, this is what I got. I got Joe Burrow as my quarterback. I got Saquon Barkley. I got James Conner, Justin Jefferson, Mike Williams, Travis Kelce. I got Robert Woods in my flex right now because
there it is, huh? Bobby Woods. There it is.
He's a good pick. He's a good fantasy sleeper that you might want to throw in your daily fantasy games. That's going to be cheap. 49ers defense and Tyler Bass is my kicker. That's just I'm projected to have the most points of the week apparently in the Midland League. Just throwing it out there.
Well, it sounds like you're able to pick twice per draft. Honestly, I don't know what you're trying to do.
You know what it is. You know what it is. A lot of these guys. There's a lot of guys that I took that are going to be bigger sleepers, right? So one of the guys that I'm huge on this year, and I don't give a fuck, he's a Cowboy. We're talking fantasy,
Jules,
right?
I have to ask you just one question. I'm sorry. You can say it. Do you have any Giants on your team?
On this one, the one that we were just talking about, no, I do not. But I do have Barkley in a couple of leagues.
Okay.
I do have some Giants. Barkley really would be the only Giant I'm drafting. I did draft the Giants defense as a backup in another league because you had to take 2 defenses in that league. So I took them as my backup, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Nice. Outside of that, look, in all real fantasy advice, Barkley is really the only true one to draft, and he is a good draft pick this year. If you're getting him in round 2 or later, I doubt it. But if you were, he's great and fantastic to take. That's the guy you take from the New York Giants offensively this year. There's no question about it.
He's a sleeper in the second round.
Right. You know what I mean? But one guy that people are sleeping on a lot, and I think they're just buying into the fact that they lost their left tackle, but they already reloaded and replaced it. And fucking Tony Pollard. Listen, Ezekiel Elliott, if you're getting him as your RB3 or you had to take an RB2 late, that guy's going to be good, man. Look, I don't know how you score your systems. I'm talking PPR with touchdowns counting full and all this other nonsense. He's going to get you close to 200 points or better. If you get that out of your RB2 or 3, that's fucking phenomenal. I don't give a shit what people are saying. Like, that's stupid. In this league, it was a 10-man league, so we did get to stack up a little bit better with our teams. But, dude, my running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, and I have Ezekiel Elliott to go with the kid Damian Pierce that everybody's loving down in Houston. So, I mean, bro, I'm loaded at running back. You know what I mean? Like I'm fine at that position. You know, where I took some chances is where I've been going with this the whole year, because you take wide receivers, unless you get those top 4 guys, and I'm talking Diggs, Chase, Jefferson or Kupp. After that, it's kind of dicey, man. I'm not big on Devontae Adams. He could be a beast. but he's not going to get the same targets that he got when he was in Green Bay. He's just not. It's not happening, dude. So, all these other guys are kind of in that same boat. You could take your chances on the Tyreek Hills and the A.J. Browns, who I cannot stand this year in fantasy. But once you get past that, maybe Michael Pittman, I do like Michael Pittman a lot. But once you get past those guys, now you're getting into that group where they can all be the same. You're not telling me I'm going to take T. Higgins or fucking Jalen Waddle over the likes of Brandon Cooks, Darnell Mooney, or fucking Amon St. Brown, which I have as my receivers. Those guys are number ones on their team. Why am I going with the number 3 option on Cincinnati that high in a pick when I can literally have the number 1 fucking receiver on all those guys I just mentioned? So I've been doing a lot of that. I got St. Brown on a ton of teams.
Jules, what's a sleeper you got on the Midland team that you like that could make or break you?
Well, you know what, kind of Trey Lance, but I can't really put him as a sleeper. But I do have him.
Trey Lance
on that.
I liked him too. Yeah,
I got Aaron Rodgers. So a lot of people are big on these running quarterbacks because they get you dual points. I mean, look, if you get a quarterback that runs for 1,000 yards and he throws for like say 3,000, right, which isn't a lot. That's pretty obtainable in this day and age. Well, he got you 4,000 total yards, and guess what? That extra 1,000 he got is going to outscore these guys that have passed for 3,500, 3,800. So, like, you got to keep those things in perspective. And there are certain leagues where, you only get 4 points for a passing touchdown. That doesn't happen to be this league, but there are those leagues. And when you get those extra rushing touchdowns you could get, those are big bonuses as well. So, that's a guy I'm sleeping on. But if you really want to go deep, and I didn't reach in this league as much, and I don't even know if they are out there or they aren't. I like guys like Alec Pierce. I've been taking him in a lot of leagues. I think he's going to step up and be that true number 2 in Indianapolis. All right. There's a couple guys, Tyler Algieri. I love that kid at running back. I took him in a few leagues as my running back 4 or 5 in most leagues. Listen, Cordell Patterson, if he does what he does again, like he did last year at 30 years old, I'm going to be very surprised. And I'm not fucking concerned about what is it, Williams that stays. Get the fuck out of here. Tyler Algieri right now is kind of on the depth chart as being at number 2 already. So he's just got Cordell Patterson to beat. It might not happen. You might have to stash him on your bench till like week 8 where he kind of breaks out. But I've had a lot of those guys over the last couple of years where I had Amon St. Brown on my bench. He broke out when I had to fucking drop him. I had Justin Jefferson on my bench 2 seasons ago. On my bench, people were laughing when I picked them. So, I do see a lot of these guys. I pay attention to a lot of this shit. Another one I'll throw out there, Mikko Collins. That's another one. I love him there. These are guys you're going to get late that you can just stash on your bench, and they can either hit for you or not. Christian Watson's another one. Someone's going to win that number 2 job. Sammy Watkins, get the fuck out of here.
Nice too.
And fucking Cobb and all these guys they got in Green Bay. Stop it.
I got 2 sleepers. I got James Cook, running back Buffalo. I think
him in a couple leagues.
Yeah, I think Singletary, man, he's I think he's kind of like Wash. I don't think he's going to be the main guy after a little bit. He might start the season as a starter, obviously, but I think you give him some time. I think James Cook gets in there once he learns all the protections. And I'll give you another sleeper. I think people are sleeping on him is Trevor Lawrence, man, with, that former guy in Philly that made that Philly offense pretty good. He's the coach down there in Jacksonville now. I think he's going to open things up, but they signed Kirk. They signed a couple of wide receivers, and, they got Evan Ingram there. And, I think they'll be a pretty good offense. So that's who I'm riding. And I got to draft in about 25 minutes. So we got
so that's what I'm trying to get you ready. Look, Mike, and another guy I'm huge on as much as I am with Ezekiel Elliott is Amon St. Brown. I don't know. I don't get it. He literally did what Justin Jefferson did a season earlier, and he just did it a little bit later into the year. So his numbers weren't as crazy, but they were still there. The guy still he came close to cracking the top 10 with a half a season under his belt, and everybody's sleeping on him. Oh, they got DJ Shark now. They went out and got Jameson Williams, who's not even playing until mid-November. Rookie, missing all the camp. Coming into the NFL mid-November is going to really impact this. Oh, TJ Hawkinson's healthy. DeAndre Swift is healthy. Get the fuck out of here. That dude is awesome. You put him with Mooney. You put him with Cooks. You put him with all those guys that are getting slept on. And I guarantee you, man, with a stacked running back and a decent quarterback, you're going to fucking do some damage in your league.
And, John, you don't do any fantasy at all, right?
Nah, my fiance unfortunately signed up for a fucking fantasy league. Now I got to deal with the questions every week. But I mean,
tell her to listen to the pod.
Yeah, right. We just gave a lot of good info right there. Right. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think she did pretty well too. So I think she got in her league. She got Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey. I can't remember. A couple of good receivers.
That's a hell of a start with those 2 names.
yeah. It was really, really good. She ended up getting like a bunch of good players. But yeah,
I did that.
I've talked about it before, but yeah, just for the fun of it, I just feel like I'm at a supreme disadvantage. Like I can't bring myself to draft somebody in the NFC East or like a Jet or something like that, like a team I don't like,
It's hard.
and that puts me at a huge disadvantage. You know what I mean? I would feel inclined to want to pick Saquon or want to pick fucking the Giants defense, like you said, just like I wouldn't want to draft an Eagle. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't do it.
You got to do this. This
Same
is how you, John. You got to number one. You got to realize it's a fantasy team, right? So you're not doing it with your heart.
I know.
And then the second thing is you do one, maybe max 2 players, right? So like this year, basically the only fucking guy I have out in the NFC East is basically just fucking Zeke. That's it. I ain't taking nobody else in the fucking NFCs, and everybody thinks the fucking Eagles are loaded. They can go fuck themselves. I can't stand them. I thought I was going to take Schultz. I didn't. So you know what? It's it. I got to root for one.
You have to root now for Zeke to have a good season. You have to root for his success to have your own. And
it's a double-edged sword there, right? If he's not having a good year, there's a really good chance that Dallas isn't winning games, and that means we're going to win, right? So I fuck it. If that's my downfall and I get to see the Giants beat the Cowboys, then fuck it. It is what it is. And they have the year they had last year, and we have the year we did or close to it. Hey, at least I got something to fucking root for now.
All right, Zeke has 200 yards, but they lost today, so you feel happy. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing, exactly.
But then Zeke
scored 2 touchdowns, but that didn't matter because we scored 5. Perfect.
Yeah, but then Zeke is like the man again, and fucking people are sucking his dick all over the place.
Cool, and he's on my bench, and I'm like fucking end up winning. It'll be fantastic. Thank you.
Hope he breaks his leg.
I mean, like, thanks, Dick. You fucking, I want to chip through you, you bitch. Perfect. Thanks for giving me that at least. You're gonna suck next year because you'll be an old man, so it is what it is. But this is the year buying Zeke.
Like.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, he's gonna have a better year. He got hurt down the stretch last year. There's a lot lining on him. I get it, but you know what? When you hit these tickets, these big guys that people are sleeping on, that's when you usually win these games. But
do you guys have any bold predictions for the season?
What's that?
Before we wrap up, like a bold prediction each.
Okay. Well, I think I already made mine because I'll hang my hat on it. I don't know how bold it is, but I'm gonna stick with my prediction that Kenny Galladay's ceiling is no higher than 60 to 65 catches, 700 yards, and 4 scores. That's it. And not only, giving him 4 scores is already too much.
Tony
lights already. That's his best ceiling. That's my bold prediction. Kenny Galladay sucks this year, and we have to figure out what to do with him next year.
What about for Sunday, Mike?
Sunday, I think Barkley has a day. I think he showed up. Barkley has a day.
150 all-purpose, 2 touchdowns type deal.
Maybe, and Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones and Barkley has a good game, and it shuts a lot of these fucking people up. That'd be my dream, actually, to have both these guys come out, have great games, and then just turn off the noise. I want to see Kafka call some nice plays. I don't want the offense to be boring. And then if it comes out like, we're actually like an updated version of an NFL offense, I'll fucking shoot my loads all over the goddamn fucking place.
Oh man. So New TV Monday.
I might have to bleep that one out. But I don't want to we gotta get right into this. I only got about like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So we gotta get into the Haters Club and the picks. Haters Club and the picks. So the Haters Club, I'm gonna nominate this one clown.
Welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers, and racists especially, to the 9th annual International Player Haters Ball. Oh man, hate.
This one freaking clown. I can't believe this is really happening. So this guy, Dov Kleiman, right? He's at NFL _Dov Kleiman, DOVKLEIMAN. He pretty much said that the Giants hired Brian Daboll for his offense with the Bills, but he won't be calling plays for them. It'll be Kafka. Now he's like, is Daboll giving himself a cushion in case things don't work out early with Daniel Jones? So you're going to throw, I put this up on Twitter. So you're going to throw your offensive coordinator under the bus if you think Jones sucks. You're really going to do that as a head coach. You're going to throw your offensive coordinator under the bus. This guy writing this bullshit headline is some fucking TMZ grade school type fucking shit. Can you fucking believe that would even be possible in the NFL for a new head coach to actually do that as one of your coaches? Can you fucking believe he's writing this fucking bullshit?
Oh, I can believe that he's writing the bullshit. I can't believe that something like that would happen. but this is their job. Like this is their livelihood, is to make up
Hate it.
attention getting content. That's all it is. And when you
Got my
have,
attention.
that's what I'm saying. And then everybody that you shared it with and commented on, and everybody who saw that, like that's the whole point of why him sitting there on his toilet with his pants at his ankles, with the fucking Skidmore tidy whities hanging between his ankles. Fuck, that's what he's hoping for, is to get exactly that engagement. And he's just gonna say, you know what? It's New York. It's a fucking big team. It's a week before the fucking season. I'm gonna write some bullshit, and here we go.
And listen, it's going to be Kafka calling plays on Dable's system. So what's the point? Like that was the part I didn't understand. It's not like Kafka's bringing in his own offensive system and like, he's now mixing and matching and he's like, yeah, you do what you want. No, like he's the head coach now. He's not supposed to be fucking calling plays. You don't want him calling plays because you want to pay attention to game flow and seeing what's going on, who's actually playing, who needs to be subbed. Well, like that's what he's got to do as the head coach. He's got his offense coordinator. He's got to trust it. They're on the same page. They've been practicing. They're going to look at the way that things are played and they're going to work together. And they're going to set up a script together that Captain's going to pick off of. So like use your fucking brain there. Like I don't get like how that even makes sense. If you know football, you know that the head coach designs the offense usually. All right. And then the offense coordinator goes off of what they discovered. They're going to have plays that say, okay, on 1st and 10 in this type of situation, on this yard line, here are the 5-6 plays we're starting with. On 3rd and short, on our side of the 50, here's the 2, 3, 4, 5 plays that we're starting with. And this is the progression that can come off of it. And then we make adjustments at halftime. So, he's calling Dable's plays. So I just want to put that to rest. So anytime you hear any of that kind of stuff, offensive coordinator, but it's an offensive mind coach. You don't see McVay, who was one of the best offensive coaches, right? Calling plays in LA. He's got coordinators that call the fucking plays, but they're running his system and his offense, and they're all on the same page. And he trusts those guys to make the right decision or come up with something creative enough in those kind of circumstances. That's how football works. Hate to break it down for the ones that don't. And this guy, I don't even understand how he has a job working for. You said TMZ? Is that fact? Oh, dude, give me a break. TMZ's a joke. Like, stop. If they really want to get some creditable sports people, they need to really start paying attention to people that know fucking football and shit. Anyway, fuck you, TMZ. I just put them on the haters club. We're done with that.
I wish that article was in like an actual newspaper so I could just rip it up. Like, you know what I mean? I can't physically rip it up. Show
my. You can take a screenshot and print it out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do that after this fucking podcast. That's what I'm gonna be doing. You guys have anybody from the haters club, or you want to go right?
I just put TMZ on there. I think I don't know how they listen. They got so popular with their nonsense with Hollywood and all that bullshit. They were able to fucking put a sports division in there. They got to get better, fucking guys. You cannot run TMZ like you do with the fucking celebrities the same way you do with football, unless you stay that route and you treat all these football players and baseball players and whatever as like celebrities, and you're just trying to find the dirt on them like they do that fucking scumbag place. So, okay, TMZ, you're under the bus. You don't know shit about football. Get some people in there that actually know, all right? That's all I can say about that. But I'm pretty sure on Mike, I'm going to have probably like fucking 15 people if things go wrong on Sunday that'll be all over the fucking haters club.
We'll definitely going to get some guys if the things don't turn out our way in Giants land. All right, guys, you guys ready for the pick so we can wrap this up?
Yeah, let's go through that.
All right, so you know what we'll do. We're on PlayActionPools.com. Look for the Big Blue Offensive Pick 'em Pool. Sorry the emails didn't get sent out automatically. We were hoping they would be. So I'll try to post it as much as I can the next couple of days before the Thursday night game. So if you want to sign up, sign up. I'm sure like whoever the top players at the end of the year, maybe we'll get some T-shirts or whatnot. We'll figure that out. So go to PlayAction Pools. Look for the BBO NYG podcast Pick 'em Pool. First game, Rams. Thursday night, open up against the Bills. Rams are at home. The Bills are favored by 2.5. Guys, I love the Rams, man. They're the Super Bowl champs. And the Bills, just so you know, the Bills last year, they were like 0-7 in like one-score games, something like that, or 0 whatever it is. So, and the Rams were like 7-1 in one-score games. So keep that in mind when you're trying to decide between the Bills and the Rams. I know, Jules, you won't. I know. So
bro, why is Vegas making them the favorite? Like, that's all I got to say. Like, really? Weird. Either that's the trap of all trap game. It's a trap, okay? What are you fucking kidding me? The real thing is don't bet that game. If you have these apps, do the in-live fucking betting. If I have to pick it because we're doing the pick 'em, you know I'm going Buffalo all fucking day. That's a trap game because of everything you just said, Mike. Fucking, yeah. but yet somehow, some way, they're still favorite. Let's see. Maybe Stafford's got more of an elbow problem than we know about. I don't know.
We'll see. John? Who do you
I'm going Buffalo just so I can fucking put some good karma out there for Brian Dable and Joe Shane for the first week of the season.
All right. And the Bills are the pick. All right. Next game. Weird game. Dolphins are at home. They got Tyreek Hill now. They're 3.5-point favorites at 3.5 against the Patriots. Patriots, normally they're not really good in Miami. You know what I mean? It's too hot for them. Yeah. I'm gonna ride with the Dolphins, man. Even though I hate Tua, I think he sucks. But I like the Dolphins.
You know what? The defense, the New England did take a hit on defense. They are still pretty good. You know, that's a zone game. If Miami's going to be real this year, you have to beat New England at home when it's 100 degrees in Miami. Period. Stop. That's it. Right. So for that reason and that reason only, and because we have to pick it, because this would be another game I'd actually stay away from on betting on Sunday, I'll go Miami.
All right. Miami it is. Next game, Colts are in the Texans in Texas. Colts are -7. I actually like the Texans. I think Davis Mills and Brandon Cooks, they got that chemistry. Mills could play, man. Like I watch a lot of that Houston games, and he's not a bad quarterback, man. And Colts, I know they got a good D. They got Matty Ice there now. I think people are just expecting the Colts to just blow people out. But when you have a new quarterback and a new system, it might take a little time. You might have to rely on the run game and the defense. But I think the Texans could put up points. I'm rolling with the Texans, and they're at home, so.
Too early for them. I do like Mills this year. I do. I told you I like Brandon Cooks. I have him on fantasy teams. I like Pierce. I have them on fantasy teams. You know, I like Mikko Collins. So and they got a sleeper there. Here's a sleeper too. They're tight end, big time fucking sleeper. Keep an eye on him. I just don't know if that offense is going to be ready to go, and they can't stop anybody. They can't. Their defense still needs a ton of fucking work. I think Jonathan Taylor could run all over them for fucking 200 yards, and you got Matt Ice, who's a way better quarterback, way more professional than fucking than what they had there in fucking Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
I think they roll. I think the Colts win by like about 20.
Wow, John, it's up to you.
I agree with a lot of what Jules just said. I'm going Colts too. I think the Colts just you're playing in a division game so even though it's the first week of the season and you're away, it's still familiar territory. So I think you're losing some of that home field advantage in a sense, just because the first week of the season, everybody's hyped up. So I'm definitely going Colts here.
They always play each other tight, no matter what. Just keep that in mind. All right, guys. Next game, the Panthers, against the Browns. It's Mayfield's revenge game. He's starting. Dude, I love Baker, man. I like Baker. I like his moxie. I like his attitude. I always liked him. I'm going with the Browns, man. I think he gets his revenge against Carolina.
It's a tough one. I hate the fact that he came out and like there was a rumor he was talking shit. Then that rumor got pulled down real quick.
Yeah,
I don't trust Jacoby Brissett on the road. That's the bottom line. That's it. That's literally the bottom line. I don't trust him on the road. CMC's healthy. DJ Moore's healthy. Robbie Anderson's healthy. Yeah, I got to go Carolina at home.
Baker's revenge game. Yep. Panthers it is. John, you agree with the Panthers?
No, I don't.
Really? You like the Browns, huh?
You know what it is? I think Baker Mayfield, he's a little bit of a hothead in a sense. He's not 100% mentally stable. He's not like chill.
You think they know?
I think he's going to be trying to do so much, proving Cleveland wrong for getting rid of him, that he's going to just be, he's going to be at 110 when he needs to be at 87.
That's a good point. That's fair.
So I think Baker Mayfield shits the bed. I think it's slap next week.
We'll see.
Spoiler.
We'll see. Yeah, that's true. So let's root for the Panthers to win, okay? This way they'll go in 1-0. When we even them out 1-1. All right, Panthers it is. Sorry, John. All right, next game. The Ravens they're in New York playing the other team that uses our stadium. The Jets. They play the Jets. So the Ravens are -7 against the Jets. I don't know if Jets quarterback is playing. I don't know if
Zach Wilson's questionable. He's questionable at this point.
That's tough. If he plays, dude, Jets got a talented team, man. I hate to say it, but their last 2 drafts have been pretty phenomenal. And if these young guys can play, they're going to give the Ravens a little bit of a game, man. But if Zach Wilson don't play and you're going relying on Flacco to cover that spread, I don't think so. So right now I got to go with the Ravens thinking Zach don't play.
And the Jets are still a little bit, they got better, but the offensive line is still a little questionable. They can have a really good D. 7 points is a lot of wood to lay. I'm not really impressed. Like that. That's what kind of makes me a little leery. I don't know who's going to be running the ball for the Ravens. They're saying JK might be ready. Gus Edwards, who the fuck knows? It's a crapshoot. They brought in a couple of people. Like, that could hurt them, but I think the experience alone is going to outweigh the fact that they know Flacco. They had Flacco. So if it's him and that's what we're looking at currently, you got to go Ravens all fucking day. You just have to. Yeah,
Ravens it is. All right, next game. This game I love so much. It's Washington, the Commanders. They're at home against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, like I said, with Trevor Lawrence, the new offense. Don't forget Wentz, went against Jacksonville's defense last year. All he needed to do was win with the Colts to get him in. He just fucking like 10 picks. He fumbled the ball like 10 times. So Jacksonville all the way, all day.
Listen, if this game was in Jacksonville and they had to play in 100-degree fucking weather, 100% I'm on with you, man. Like 100%, dude. Like, there's no fucking, like, that's it. That's upset special. I mean, the kid Brian Robinson unfortunately got shot on Washington. I mean, it's fucking crazy because he was running that job. That kid's better than Antonio Gibson. Ain't no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it's tough. They, Chase Young, are we ever going to see this fucking guy play again? Like, they got some issues. That's going to be that's going to be one of those real boring games that you're going to see like a 7-3 halftime score, and it's going to be anybody's fucking game. I just hate the fact that we're only getting 2.5. How is the number one pick fucking team only getting 2.5 on the road to open?
Speed this up, Jules. Come on.
All right.
Get it out. Spit it out, Jules.
We go Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. You agree, John. I know you ain't taking Washington.
Yeah. No.
That might be a key bet later. All right, next game. Bengals are at home. They're -6.5 against Pittsburgh. God, I've been going back and forth with this game. I love the Bengals, but it's the Steelers, man. I got to take Steelers getting points. I have to.
I'm going Bengals. Home team, just high off of how last season ended. You got a lot of special players on that team right now, young players. I think they're going to hold court against the Steelers, who are kind of trying to find their new way after Roethlisberger leaves.
Up to Jules.
Yeah, it's tough. Trubisky, they're going to surprise people. I just don't know how healthy Deontay Johnson is, and I think that's going to be a big play. If I knew he was 100%, I would have no problem taking the points all fucking day. So I'm a little concerned about that. I got to go Bengals. You got to go with the defending Super Bowl champs on the AFC side of the ball. They won the division. You got to go with them just because.
Bengals
week one.
All right, 49ers are away. They're in Chicago. Trey Lance. Their 49ers are -7. They got that sick D. They're going against a shitty offensive line of the Bears. I'm taking the 49ers.
I'm going to say that this game's going to end in a tie.
I think the 49ers roll. All right, look, we'll see.
49ers it is. All right, yeah, it's ties loose, John, in the betting world. All right, next game. Saints are -5.5. They're in Atlanta. I don't need who's Atlanta's quarterback. I'm taking the Saints.
It's Marcus Mariota, 100%. But yeah, no, when the Saints come marching in, bro, Mike Thomas is healthy. Kamara's playing. He didn't get suspended. Jameson Winston's more than a capable fucking quarterback. They got Chris Olave. They're going to be fucking nasty, bro. They're going to be good. They're going to be a lot better than they were last year.
Saints
100%. They're going to fucking smoke Atlanta.
Saints it is. All right, next game. Eagles are -4 against the Lions. I'm taking the Lions. Fuck.
It's a trap.
Fuck the Eagles. I'll take the Lions. Play strong, hard D. John, I know you're taking the Lions. You ain't taking the fucking Eagles.
Yeah, look,
Lions,
you know what? Coming off of Hard Knocks, right? So they're going to be fired up at least in the first quarter, half.
Got to take them. All right, next game. Got to speed this up, fellas. I got to go. Chiefs are away. They're in the Cardinals this game. I take the over 100 points, whatever it is. Chiefs are -6 against the Cardinals. That's a weird spread. Wouldn't you want to take the Cardinals? Keeping it close? A good game.
And honestly, in seasons, they got it updated at 6.5. So there's a lot of people jumping on that case bandwagon.
I have 6.5 here, too.
Yo, honestly, I hate Kyler Murray, and I hate that team. Here's where he's going to be defined if that contract is worth it or not.
This game.
I get D-Hop is out, but they got other players. Ertz might even be out too. I think they hang with Kansas City.
I think they do too. I'm taking those points.
Damn.
All right, next game. I know who John's taking in this game. Titans are at home. They're -5.5 against the Giants. John's taking the Giants. Right. I'm taking the Giants. We all talked about the preview. We don't have to get into it.
Guys, take the Giants in the first half. Put money on that. That's what you should do. Giants
money
in the
first
whole
game.
That's Jules.
Probably getting about a field goal. Just take a shot on it.
Jules, a special bet. Take the first half spread. All right, next game. This is going to be a good game. Chargers are at home. This is a weird spread. They're -3.5 against the Raiders. I like the Raiders, man. Those two teams know each other. They play each other tight. Yo, I think that game comes down to a field goal. So I got to take the Raiders.
It's actually down to 3 points on Caesars, so it's right there. It's right in that cusp. Which basically makes it almost like a pick'em game because the home team usually gets a 3 spot. I got to go with Herbert and the boys, man. I think they're going to do something special. That Western Division is going to be the best division of football to watch for offense, man.
Yeah, John, you got to pick it.
Raiders.
And the Raiders.
All right, winning on the road. Let's see.
All right, 3 more games. Let's go. Vikings, they're at home against the Packers. Packers are -1.5 against the Vikings. Dude, I got to go with the Packers because of that defense, and I can never trust Kirk Cousins.
You can't count out
Packers.
Rodgers.
Make it easy.
Packers it is. All right, next game. Buccaneers, they're against Dallas. Buccaneers are favored by 2.5. I'm taking Tom Brady. I'll never bet against
Tom Brady, baby.
him and his new
Gun
face.
number 12.
He's got a new face. He's got a new attitude. I'm taking fucking Buccaneers.
Or he can have a new penis for all I care, bro. Fucking win.
Fuck the Cowboys. All right, guys. The last game, which I love, is the Broncos. Russell Wilson goes to his own team. It's
How
a Monday night
crazy is that?
game. Yo,
Monday night.
it is crazy. It's weird seeing him, but Peyton did it. They all these fucking old quarterbacks go to Broncos and they win championship. Broncos, they're loaded. Broncos are loaded. I'm taking the Broncos all day.
Listen, I think
I
I
wonder
might
why the
take
NFL would
Broncos.
waste this slot.
I was just saying, I might take the Broncos as one of my survivor picks, knowing that this is Russ's fucking game in Seattle.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like, he's got to open it up. I think Judy, Sutton, all these dudes show up. Javonte Williams, they got a decent defense. Yeah, Broncos all day.
All right, guys. So we need 4 key bets, one each. And who do we all agree with?
Broncos is definitely one.
Got to be the one we all agree.
Broncos.
All right, now we each got
Packers.
All right, John wants the Packers. Jules, who do you want?
I said Broncos all day. I told you I'm gonna take them as a survivor pick for sure.
I think
Broncos.
Broncos we all agreed on, so you got to pick one.
Oh, I gotta pick a different one. Let me see. Oh, the Saints.
Saints. Okay, I'll take the Jaguars. And there it goes. I'm on
Jaguars. Oh,
my draft starts in 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
All right. Well, then we got to wrap
this
this up. It's fucking week 1. Let's get crazy. Get fucking doing. Everybody fantasies on the line. Fucking all the sports betting apps. All your teams are undefeated going into fucking this weekend. It's going to be fun. Week 1 is here. Go out to the bar, get fucking hammered. This way, either you're having a party or you're fucking just drinking away your sorrows. All right. Fuck work on Monday. Don't worry about it. You just got to fucking make sure you go home early and drink a lot of water. But we'll be back next week. We're going to have more Haters Club. We're going to have some fucking more picks. Things are going to come together. We're going to really see what we have. And here we go. It's finally fucking here. Week 1 of the NFL season. Let's do this. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Go Giants. Let's get it.